Welcome to Sports Talk.
Hello and welcome. I'm Nick.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Jackson.
From Top Notch Sports. And today we're going to be going over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers free agency frenzy, where we're going to break down their upcoming free agency, what we think they're going to do this upcoming offseason. And not only that, but we're also going to break down some moves we think they're going to make this upcoming draft. So let's hop right into it, Mike. What do you think the current situation of this team is?
This current situation of this team is the NFL champs. They went out and they won a Super Bowl, bringing in the greatest of all time at quarterback. Everything went smoothly, but now we're in an off-season, and we know Tom Brady's working for another one. So what they do so far, Nick, they brought back Levante David and Chris Godwin, correct?
Yes.
So that still
Godwin on a franchise tag.
Godwin on a franchise tag, yes. So that still leaves Shaquille Barrett, Rob Gronkowski, Ndamukong Suh, Antonio Brown still as free agents. So I don't know how they're going to do it. I would like to see them bring back AB and Gronk out of these guys. I don't know how they're going to make that happen. Maybe if they cut Donovan Smith, then they're going to have a hole at left tackle. So they're going to have to draft well. Tampa Bay is going to have to draft well. I think their defense is pretty good. Even losing Shaquille Barrett, I still think their defense is pretty solid. Having Carlton Davis and Sean Murphy Bunting lined up at corner. Breakout star Antoine Winfield, who I was a big fan of coming out of the draft, and arguably the best linebacking core in football with Devin White and Levante David. So I like this Tampa Bay team as constructed, but I would like to see somehow that they find a way to retain these guys. I don't know how they're going to do it. So we can only predict certain things. We can't predict contract restructures, because Mike Evans said he would take a bit of a pay cut and stuff, but we can't predict any of that. So we're just going to have to see how this plays out. I'd like to see him bring him back. I really would.
Absolutely. Jackson, go ahead.
Look, I think this team should cut Donovan Smith. Because, again, this team can go out. Again, it's a very deep tackle draft. A guy like maybe Alex Leatherwood they could pick up with their 32nd overall pick possibly.
Yep, I like that.
Maybe they cut a guy like O.J. Howard too. I mean, O.J. Howard, they picked him up in the first round back in 2017. He can't stay on the field. That's another, let me see, it's another $6 million right there. I think this team needs to bring back, like everything you said. They need to bring back Shaquille Barrett. They've already brought back Levante David, which is good. They need to bring back Gronk. I think they need to bring back Ndamukong Suh and Antonio Brown. This team needs to bring back the whole team. I mean, they just won the damn Super Bowl. Why wouldn't they try to bring these guys back? I mean, Donovan Smith isn't bad, but, I mean, it's $14 million you can get rid of. Maybe you restructure his contract down if he is willing to do that. And if he's not, I mean, I would just say get rid of him. You go look at the team now. I mean, if they brought back all those guys, it's their whole team they just had in the Super Bowl. I think it's the best front seven in football. Levante David and Devin White, like you just said, maybe are the best linebacking core or duo in football. You have Jason Pierre-Paul, and then you bring back Shaquille Barrett coming off the edge. Vita Vea, who, I mean, since he's gone drafted, I mean, he's just grown and gotten better every year. And then Ndamukong Suh, who's been a stud in the league for a long time. Maybe bring back Antonio Brown.
Sorry to interrupt. Leonard Fournette, too. Leonard Fournette. They got Ronald Jones already. I mean, this team, they can create money. It's not hard for this team to create money. They just got to make the right cuts. And I think the big guy they need to get rid of is Donovan Smith and get rid of his $14.3 million he's taken up.
Absolutely, because I do think that this is a deep tackle draft, and it's unfortunate to cut somebody like Donovan Smith. But again, you cut Donovan Smith, you cut William Golson, you cut O.J. Howard. Those are three reasonable cuts. You save $23.3 million. You'll have $23.3 million in cap space.
Maybe you even hold real quick. Maybe you even look to release Ryan Jensen too, because there's centers in this draft too. As we've been doing the scouting, it's kind of a decent center draft too. So maybe you free up another 10 by letting go of Jensen.
Yeah. So I mean, here's without even doing let's just say they just move on from Smith, right? Because I don't know how much they want to replace on the line, and I know Brady's gonna need some kind of protection. But let's just say they just move on from Smith only. They save up $23 million. Okay. Now here's what you got to play around with. You got Shaq Barrett, Ndamukong Suh, Robert Gronkowski, Antonio Brown. You got to bring back. Might send me Leonard Fournette too. A few other guys. Shaq Barrett is going to want $19 million a year. We're expecting. I don't know if you want to spend $23 million. I mean, you got $23 million. I don't know if you want to spend 19 of that $23 million on Shaq Barrett. You can definitely spend the $7 million on Ndamukong Suh. If you spend $7 million, you're down to about 16.3. Okay. Robert Gronkowski, what's he going to want? Like a $4 million deal? That will put you right around $12 million now. Right. And then let's say you bring back AB. What's he going to want? 4.5, $4.5 million puts you at $7.8 million. Okay. And now the only other guy that you really got to bring back, in my opinion, is Shaq Barrett, who wants 19. So you got 7.8. You got to get to 19. Ryan Jensen, Mike, could get you to 17.8. Let's say you don't do Ryan Jensen. Maybe Mike Evans restructures and you get a few guys that really want to win a dang Super Bowl and they want to restructure. They will restructure. They can restructure. They can make it more backloaded. There's a lot that this team can do to open up that, $12 million to bring back Shaquille Barrett?
Yes.
It's very possible.
If I'm playing on this team, I look at it like we got Tom Brady for who knows, maybe 3-4 years. We don't know how long he's going to play. He's a freak. But they're in contention every single year if that guy's on the field. So they may look to backload deals, reconstruct your contracts, just to keep this team together. I mean, you kind of have to.
Yeah. No, I agree. And another guy I want to look at, like Jetson said, you got Alex Leatherwood that can play left tackle for this team immediately. I mean, you nailed Tristan Wirfs. Why don't you nail Alex Leatherwood? I mean, that could be a very – what's that?
You've seen they can do it, so why not?
Absolutely. And I know in the salary review video, we had them bringing in, drafting Teelan Wallace, but you honestly got Mike Evans. You got Scotty Miller. You got Chris Godwin.
Don't need him now.
You might bring in Antonio Brown. Do you really need Teelan Wallace? It might, like Mike said, maybe you move on from Ryan Jensen, you save another $10 million, and now you draft a center in the second round. There's a lot that this team can do in this upcoming draft. I'm excited to see what they do. I really, truly am excited to see what this team does this upcoming off season, because this team was in contention last year, and it's very rare you see a team in contention multiple years in a row. But know what, the last team that was able to do it, something like it, the New England Patriots. No, their quarterback was Tom Brady, and it seems like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers might be in contention the next 3-4 seasons.
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's honestly insane.
Said, as long as Tom Brady's on the field, this team's going to be a contender.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at the defense; they're solid. I mean, we just said, go ahead.
Contender, a Super Bowl contender. This team can legitimately, right now, I would say this team's going back to the Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
If I have to make a statement right now.
Yeah. I mean, how can't you? What have they lost from last year? Go ahead. Nothing.
Brady's
They're retaining everything.
Yeah, Brady is still there. So
they're able to retain everything. They brought back Godwin. They brought back Levante David. They still got Devin White. They got Antoine Winfield, who was a stud. You're right so far. I was wrong. I did not think that Antoine Winfield was going to be the best safety. I had him ranked at like 4th on my board last year. He's better than that. Carlton Davis. They got Sean Murphy-Buntley. They got JPP. They got so much. And then you look at the offense. Again, replace the left tackle, replace the center. If you nail it like you did with Wirfs last year at the tackle position, you'll be fine.
Maybe Donovan Smith takes less. Maybe he says, I want to keep winning. Maybe he takes less.
But if he does, you still wouldn't have it. I mean, he's $14 million. Yeah. Unless him and Ryan Jensen say, you know what, we're going to – maybe Donovan Smith says, take $7 million from me. I don't think you would. And then Ryan Jensen says, take $3 million from me, $4 million from me. That's still only $13 million. It's almost like cutting Donovan Smith alone. It's rough. It's going to be tough to bring them all back. It's going to be tough. But being able to restructure contracts can definitely help them do it. But, guys, that's all. We're running out of time, so we got to wrap this up. Comment below what you guys think is going to happen. We'll be here all week commenting right back to you guys. So we'll see you guys soon. Peace. We are.
Feel better.
See you guys soon. Peace.